are none other than
We have
our board member, Brother C.J. Mobley, our executive and administrative assistant, Mr. Lance Jones. We have Miss Monica Renee on her way, and she is the chairwoman of the event. So let's get into it.
So each week, as we bring you Black to Business, each episode is going to focus on bringing you updates, real talk with real business owners, resources and opportunities that you need to grow and thrive. And today we're going to be kicking it off with this special group of folks as we talk about our upcoming Men's Empowerment Conference and, of course, the vision behind Black to Business and the work that we're doing through the Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. So, CJ, this is your first time joining us on Black to Business, man. Welcome.
Excited about it. Thanks for having me.
We're certainly glad to have you. And Mr. Lance, our newest addition to the Regional Black Chamber of Commerce, is our admin. Welcome.
Thank you. How y'all doing, everybody? My name is Lance Jones. As kind of previously stated, I come with a little bit of experience, newer generation to the group.
He calling us old.
The new generation.
I felt that.
I know. I felt that too.
Soft spoken, but it hurt.
Right.
So the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce is a resource and voice for Black businesses and entrepreneurs in the New Orleans region. We support, promote, and educate our members for sustainable growth and expansion through advocacy, frequent networking events, access to educational resources, and other technical assistance. So we are excited to be here. And Brother Ed, we're going to have you kick us off to talk about this amazing event we have coming up next Friday.
All right, so I'm going to ask the first question. I'm going to ask it to CJ, who is our co-chair of this event. What is the purpose of the annual Men's Empowerment Conference?
Well, the great thing about it is that in New Orleans, so we have something coming up the holiday weekend, right? We have Essence coming up, and that is Black Women's Empowerment Weekend, right? And we've built on that over the years, and we've shown that has made a major impact on our culture and society and business for women across this country. I think this is a great opportunity for us as we build on this event to create, a Black men empowerment. It's a day right now, but hopefully we can build it out to a whole weekend of events, because we know that right now Black men sit at the bottom of a lot of statistics across the country, whether it comes to health, wealth, education, how we or how our boards are doing. So how do we create an avenue where we not only benefit our community here in New Orleans, but also start to expand it out and start to impact the whole country?
Gotcha. So with that being said, what are the breakout sessions for this particular event?
So right now we have breakout sessions. We have one looking at mind, body, and spirit. So the whole person, and how do we move forward as a whole person, whole people moving forward as Black men. Also looking at wealth creation. How do we look at the wealth of the community and build generational wealth in our own community? Next, we're looking at the do's and don'ts of LLCs. How do you make sure, right now it's easy to get an LLC started, right? You can go fill out the paperwork, get one started. But what do you do from there, right? So there's a lot of TikToks and videos and things of that nature about what you should do, how you should do it, things of that nature. But we want to have a trusted source there to tell people what to do, what not to do, how not to get in trouble as you're building your own business.
Yeah, that's like the saying, if you catch the tiger by the tail, then what?
Right.
So I was driving down the street one day, and I always saw a dog chasing his tail. And I was driving down the street one day in Mid-City, and I actually saw a dog with his tail in his mouth, and he looked just as confused as I was.
Right. So, and then we look at, the future of New Orleans, right? We have major elections coming up this year. We have all kinds of changes going on in the city. What's our future?
Right.
And so we want to have people who want to lead us into the future. We want to have them there to make sure that they get a chance to talk to Black men and say, this is what they're going to do for black men in this area, in the city. And then lastly, we don't want to forget about our boys. How do we get them from boys to men, right? How do we, bridge that gap that we see missing in our community many times? So, and how do we destroy the myth of, black men not being there for their boys?
So all of those topics are very important and very relevant, especially today, because our boys are the future of New Orleans. A lot of programming has been centered around women entrepreneurs, but so often we forget about our men entrepreneurs, especially our young men. And they have so much to offer to this great city and state that we live in. So, Brother Ed, how's the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce Empowerment Conference involved in local community initiatives?
We're involved in all the local community initiatives because if it has anything to do with our community, we want to be there first and foremost. Right now, we're calling for all of the young men mentoring groups. We have Junior Zulu on board. They will be there. I've made calls to Son of a Saint, 100 Black Men, also the Honorary Society, and as well as the Silverback. So if you're listening to me, I need all of my Divine Nine brothers, the Qs, the Alphas, the Kappas. I need y'all to give me a call. I need y'all to reach out to me because I need to also see you there. And right now, the phone lines are open. So please call in, talk to us, tell us what's on your mind. Tell us what you want to see, what you want to hear. And if you're a young adult, do the same thing because one of the things that we have been talking about, one of the things that we will be discussing is the future of Job Corps. And I'm a product of New Orleans Job Corps because I work there, but at the same token, we're not just talking about New Orleans Job Corps, but we're talking about all of Job Corps. And so, therefore, we need you to call in. We need you to be there because we need to find the solutions. We know what the problems are. We need to find the solutions. So call in 504-582-9422 to be a part of this discussion. And also, if you have any solutions to what we're talking about, please call in. And if not call in, please be at the Millie School of Social Work at SUNO on next Friday, June the 27th, 2025. Now we have some more guests coming in, so please call in and keep the conversation going.
So, Brother Lance, as the newest and youngest that's now part of the Regional Black Chamber of Commerce, how do you see the Empowerment Conference contributing to the growth and revitalization of the city of New Orleans and the surrounding area?
I think this is going to be an opportunity for a lot of local businessmen and women to network with each other and give each other just tips and ideas. It is based on the Men's Empowerment Conference, so there'll be a lot of different things about keeping the businessman well-rounded and keeping those goals and stuff structured. But I think we'll also have the opportunity to network at that. If you have the chance to be at the reception, you'll get an opportunity to network and share ideas, and we'll be welcoming just local businesses around the city of New Orleans for just the general networking piece.
All right, we've now got Ms. Monica Renee has come in. She's the chairwoman of the event. So one particular question I have to ask her: what is your vision for the 2025 NORBCC Men's Empowerment Conference? So walk us through your vision and your plan for this conference.
First of all, good afternoon. And yes, my vision for this conference, this Men's Empowerment event, is that men will become even more so engaged, not only with the chamber, but with the community at large. And that this will open the door for more conversations, more dialogue amongst the community as far as how we can grow and support each other's businesses. That's my main tenement of this whole conference.
All right, and with that, so we spoke about Plan A and Plan B, and I know we talked about briefly earlier the portion, the VIP portion of the program. So can you enlighten us on the VIP portion of the program? Could you also enlighten us about this will be filmed and how that aspect would take place?
Yes, we will have, after everyone has had the opportunity to attend whatever sessions of their choice, we will convene in an open forum at the end, towards the end of the conference, where that will take place for Q&A, questions from the audience, as well as questions that have already started coming in via email, of things that people want to know about how they can engage with the chamber, and also what the chamber actually has to offer businesses within the region.
So,
And this is a first. This will be a first. This hybrid type conference will be a first for us, as well as we'll set the bar and the standard.
okay, so can you introduce us to your guest that you have with you?
Yes, I'm going to let him introduce himself, but I will say that he is first a military veteran, a platinum selling artist, and also a caregiver. And he will be standing in along with the state representative for the Alzheimer's Association as we talk about the health and wellness piece of the conference.
How you doing? I'm Platinum No Limit rap artist, Mr. Servon from No Limit Records under Master P. Edward Smith is my government name, and I'm from Uptown. I have to do that. My mama killed me, God bless her soul. But yes, I'm from Uptown New Orleans, and also CEO of Vibe World Vibe, which we're doing a lot of things with headphones, which we'll be doing with dementia patients, and having headphones for them where their music could be in there, which will help soothe them and keep their anxiety down and other things. And we're doing educational situations with our headphones also, so you can look forward to that from us.
So as you can see, we are definitely focused on the future of things that affect our community, not only business-wise, but also in health and wellness and other areas for which we are definitely stakeholders in.
So from what I hear, what I see, the future is bright.
Oh, very bright.
So business.
But it's bright with the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce.
Always. So, and my other question is, why the thing focused on the future?
Lance? All right.
I mean, everyone knows that the world moves fast, right? Like, we've gone. I mean, I think within the midst of just the last 5 years since 2020 and COVID, a lot of things have sped up, and I think that sometimes it's too hard. Sometimes it may be just too hard to adapt. So, invested into the next generation of business owners and world leaders, we also are teaching them through this conference is to use your full mind, body, and spirit. Be thoughtful about your wealth creation, and really just know what to do and what not to do with your business. And I mean, generally, we're in New Orleans, so we are the future of New Orleans. Like myself, I'm in the chamber now, so I think the opportunity should be available for other people to network and learn what the chamber has. Be it that they're 14 years old washing cars and that's their first business, or if they're 40 years old and they're working for some corporation, but they just have that feeling that they want to step out into their own business ventures, and they can get the support that we offer through the chamber.
And that brings us to a great segue. So the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce, through activities and initiatives, actively engages with the New Orleans business community year-round, advocating for members, hosting networking events, and providing educational resources that support black businesses. Our mission is to empower and sustain business growth in Louisiana, emphasizing the importance of active member participation for success. And people always say, why should I join the Regional Black Chamber of Commerce? And our answer is simple. The buying power for black businesses is on the rise. More and more large companies are looking to partner and work with minority businesses. And where could you find the largest collection of minority businesses than the Regional Black Chamber of Commerce? That same population of large companies and agencies seek us out because of our ability to effectively connect minority businesses with opportunities. And creating opportunities for our members is our top priority. It's our goal to ensure our member businesses and organizations bring value to the business community, that they are competitive and sustainable for future generations. So, Lance, you led us into a great opportunity. That's why you should be a part of the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce, is because we can connect businesses with opportunities. And that brings us, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say speaking to that young man, you are truly a blessing because one of the things I was doing, I think almost 6 months ago, I was going to HBCU, was talking about, businesses and business startups, our young people, because people like you, not just being the future, you guys have such a grasp on the culture of what needs to be done and what has to be done. And that you also can be a staple for those young black people in the community that are not doing the right things, but then can see someone like you guys. And then a lot of the young people I spoke to, understanding the Black Business Chamber and things like that, you guys, they need to know. They need to understand that you guys exist. And then young men like him are doing this because I think that's going to be a better staple to even bring our community of financial literacy. It's going to be best for us, and they have to see young people like you, and that's why I'm glad to even listen to you and see and hear you talking, because that's a main goal of mine of bringing our communities out of poverty by financial literacy and intelligence, and basically just a business mindset, thinking business first, that we can do it because we are the culture of the world. And that's just not coming from music. We say it, the world say it.
So,
Buy it, they buy it.
Speaking to that, it's funny that you kind of, and I'm sorry, I won't hold too long. It's funny that you say that, is because, when I first got on with the chamber, the first thing I said is, I want to let people know that the chamber is alive and well. We're here, and, it's time for a revamp. We're revamping, we're getting new things going, and the biggest thing that we're starting with is being focused on the future. Creating those opportunities for the next generation and letting them know that we're not just looking to, sustain businesses that are, available that are open now, but we're looking to grow new businesses. We're looking to bring those new ideas in. And I think that the way people make money now is not always the traditional way.
Right.
If you have an idea, Chamber is here to help you follow through on that idea.
And with us, we're not revamping. We're calling it the rebirth. Like the Rebirth Brass Band and all things New Orleans. Because I spoke to the New Orleans Chamber yesterday. I was on a panel, and one of the things that we all spoke about was the rebirth. But then I also said that New Orleanians are the most resilient people in the world. We went through slavery. We went through Jim Crow. We went through civil rights movement. Every storm that came through, every crime epidemic that the city has had, we've always resurfaced from that. And it's always been a rebirth, and we've come back better than ever out of all of those things that we've been through. And I said the things that stand out the most is the culture, the people, the food, and as you know, the music.
Right.
That's what that is the heartbeat of New Orleans, and that keeps the New Orleans people always rising and getting up from whatever they done been through. And people of color have always been at the forefront of it all.
Exactly. And let me add to this in regards to the chamber and businesses that are related to the chamber. People oftentimes forget that nonprofit organizations are also a business, and they are entitled to a lot of the advantages that any other business is entitled to. One thing that we have as people from the New Orleans area is that we are attractive to sponsors, period. It doesn't matter what the thing is. They know that all eyes are on New Orleans. So we have to learn how to utilize that to our advantage. And oftentimes I see businesses and organizations not utilizing the fact of sponsorship. They want to do, I tell people all the time, I don't bake cookies and I don't sell cakes. So that is not a fundraiser for me. Nor am I going to put an event where most of the money goes to the venue. Now there are times when you want to celebrate in certain areas and this, that, and the other, but that should not be your main quote unquote money maker as a business or as a nonprofit organization. As Lance says, we have to think beyond. We have to think beyond the status quo, and we definitely have to focus on the future.
And with that being said, I want to, on the radio, go on record thanking the Melanie M. Charles School of Social Work at
Yes.
SUNO at Southern University at New Orleans, in particular Dr. Patrice Santino, board member with the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce, for their help and for them to be a sponsor and a co-sponsor and partner for this event.
Right.
So this event
Dr.
is
Karen Martin also. I want to include her.
and
Yeah.
this event is going to be epic, so tune in and stay tuned. Once again, call in at 504-582-9422.
And Facebook, we see you watching. If you have any comments you'd like to add, feel free to add it to the chat line on the Facebook Live because we know you're looking.
Yeah. So join the conversation.
Join the conversation. So, as an organization around black businesses, and Mr. Servon, you being a black business owner, what is one piece of advice you would give to a young entrepreneur that is thinking about entrepreneurship today?
One of the things I try to tell a lot of them, okay, music-wise, okay, yes, I was blessed to have the opportunity. Okay, and when that slowed down, it's my education, my research, and that's the one thing I tell them, don't get prepared, be prepared, and do your research. And one of the things that I've told young people, I do this still before I go to sleep. I got a 30-minute window before I go to sleep. I go to YouTube, and I look up whether it's business credit, business finances, setting up businesses, setting up, making LLCs and trusts and everything work for me, and understanding. And then I tell them that beautiful iPhone that you have, start using the notes in it. Start setting your plan up and what you want to do and understanding the process you have to go to, and then the marketing aspect of it, because before you can go to think to look for finances, you have to have everything together. You have to have your business together and understand what you're putting, understand what an LLC is, understand why you're getting that EIN, understand why you're getting that business bank account, understand why your credit is those 9 digits that you don't pay much attention to because we wasn't taught. And I hate to say it like that. Our skin color wasn't taught the importance, the cheat code, the 9 digits. Understand what it is and what it can do for you and how important it is. And that's what I do speak to them about and understanding the marketing aspect of it. And say why do you put on Nikes? Why do you put on Jordans? It's sneakers, but then there's Nike and there's Jordan.
Yeah.
So it's a brand and understanding that you are a brand like Coke and Pepsi.
Exactly.
Your mindset has to go into that when you're going into your business. And I think that's one of the things I tell them, and understand the importance of you are your brand. You know what I'm saying? And whatever you're going to begin, but do the research first. Take time and do the research. And then maybe meet a guy like you, guys like yourself, and understand why y'all successful. And just say, hey, ask a question. Can I shadow you? Can I understand? Tell me how. What would you do? This is what I'm doing. And then understand the research. And I'll say this real quick. And I always ask them a question, young people. I said, why is Uber Eats and DoorDash, and why is it so popular? And, and they all say, oh, man, because, you get your food to you. I said, no, America is considered lazy.
Yep.
So when America is coming home, they don't want to stay in the driveway. They go through a drive-through, and COVID kept them from doing that. And then they're tired. They don't want to cook when they get home, so they'll pay a stranger extra money to bring them their food or go do their run for them. So you look into businesses that way of things like that first before you go
Right.
to your dream business. You look at a necessity business, food, water, services, or whatnot, and then see where you fit in, and then do the research.
Right.
And so that's some of the things I do talk when I talk to young people about their business. But first, be prepared, go research, and ask someone like yourselves and say, hey, I just need 5 minutes. Tell me how.
Yeah.
What I need.
I often say that business is about solving problems.
Yes.
You see a problem, come up with a solution.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
business.
You know the cool thing about it is that's what Black to Business is all about, right? Today's the very first day we branded this show as Black to Business, but that was the perfect compliment to that particular slogan. So we're just excited that you were able to share that with us, and that's a great message that you're sharing to young people, old people too. Anybody that wants to get into entrepreneurship should take that advice to be successful.
And I also tell them too, man, it's a slogan I live by that, my mother gave me, my late mom. She's like, never be afraid to be great. It's your right and it's your destiny.
Yep.
There we go.
Well, my slogan is, my mama worked too damn hard for me not to be good. So that's my slogan.
So we're excited again as we approach the end of the show, but to celebrate our 2025 Men's Empowerment Conference. As you can see, we're going to have some amazing and dynamic speakers that are going to be here sharing with you all. We're going to, thanks to Ms. Monica Renee. We're going to have a great visual presentation of the event as well. So come looking nice. You know, come popping your collar because you're going to be on TV too. It's going to be a great opportunity. Registration, tables, and vendor tables and sponsorships are available, and you can find us on Eventbrite. So if you search New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce, the event will go out on Eventbrite. You'll begin to see those QR codes almost everywhere in just a couple hours. So we look forward to having you to be present and to be ready to learn and take advantage of the great information that is going to be shared with you on next Friday.
And keep in mind, this is businesses out there. This is a great advertising opportunity for you to perhaps sponsor a table, have some young people, some young men to attend, and put your name out there. Let us know that you exist. You don't have to be black to be beautiful or wonderful.
And also the youth groups that you bring, those tables, those tickets are half off, so we're slicing the prices on them, so they can be there. Because this is why we call it Focus on the Future.
Right.
So if it's $1,000 table for those groups, it's $500. If it's an individual ticket, if you're a young man and as Lance said, you got a lawnmower business or you're cutting grass and you want to be there, $50. I may just sponsor you. So reach out to me at norbcc.chairman2025@gmail.com. Thank y'all and tune in next week.
We'll be Black to Business next week.
Yes. Thank
As
you.
always.